rebuking the spirit of hopelessness. The spirit of hopelessness has been. We are rebuking this, y'all. Hopelessness almost took me out. Hopelessness has like I'm in the bed. I'm still recovering because I just had to remember who the fuck I was. Nah. Ooh, do I have a booger in my nose? No, okay. Hello, visionaries. I am rebuking the spirit of hopelessness. It almost took me out of here. I'm someone who experiences anxiety. I'm someone who experiences depression. I'm having some stomach issues, so that could probably be that. There are studies that says like your gut health is synonymous with your mental health, and some acid reflux. What is? There's a lot. There's a lot happening. There's a lot happening. This life might be a little chaotic, but I'm hoping that it's at least lightening and elevating and amplifying some stuff for you. Because I just felt called to get on here. I'm on here, and last night I really was. See, I should have looked at my face before I got on here, but I just finished eating a chicken rack. Hello, welcome. We are rebuking the spirit of hopelessness. Last night I was scrolling. I started to feel that very familiar feeling of like, what does this matter? No one's seeing my work. No one's engaging with my work. Who am I? What am I? What are we doing? What's happening? The world. And all those voices and experiences and internal thoughts are so deeply valid, and they deserve their space. And I'm going to give those thoughts their space. And I told my partner last night, I was like, hey girl, I'm going to watch Sister Act 2 because I just saw Sister Act the play the other day. And so now I'm on this like Sister Act kick. Didn't even finish watching Sister Act. I ended up watching a documentary about Sly and the Family Stone. So good. We love a Questlove documentary. And I literally I allowed myself to wallow because I think wallowing is important. Because I'm not one to just leave things unaddressed. So I wallowed. I told myself I'm going to give myself till the end of the night to wallow. And I woke up this morning and I was doom scrolling and I was scrolling and the wallowing didn't end. And then I who the fuck I was. I remembered again, my gut health impacts my mental health. And I know that my gut is going through a little something right there. So when I had that awareness, I already knew that I could not trust what my mind was trying to tell me about what I'm feeling and about what I'm experiencing. So I already had that awareness about myself. Like, babe, don't trust anything that's happening right now. Your gut not right, it's your mental health not right. And that freed me up. That lifted my spirit a little bit. And then I scrolled and I started to wallow again. And then I was like, fuck that. Fuck that. No. And I chose to focus on all the things that I had. I am feeling frustrated. Again, that voice that came to me yesterday about like, no one's engaging with my work. No one, Valid, cool. I recognize that I have to interact on the internet how I do in real life. And I'm a very direct person in real life. If there's something I want, I go after it. And I recognize that waiting for the algorithm, any algorithm, whether it's Substack, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whether no matter any algorithm, it makes me feel so passive. It makes me feel frustrated. And I recognize that I'm just going to have to interact on the internet as I do in real life. If there's someone I want to talk to and learn more about and am interested and fascinated by the work that they do, in real life, I would go up and talk to them. I would ask the question. I would start a conversation. And then I was just like, do that on the internet. Do that on the internet. I feel like the places I'm trying to go and the things I'm trying to accomplish will allow me to feel more empowered if I'm being more active. I feel so disempowered when I wait for the algorithm to do things, and I feel so disempowered when I have to create strategies that are focused on my output, when I'm not an output-ass person. I'm not someone who can just create content into perpetuity. I'm not someone who can just go and give and give and give. That's not how my energy is set up. But I am great with one-on-ones. I'm great with connecting with people in DMs or in real life, or like I'm not really a virtual girly, like the Zooms and the like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not that's really not my cup of tea. Like, but I recognize those are tools of access. Like, you know, I can't hop on a plane and go and meet, a friend of mine in Mexico City, but I can hop on a FaceTime. I can hop on a Zoom. I can hop on a link. I can hop on a live and talk to them. And that's what I love about the internet. That's what I love about the tools we do have. Like I just really value the ability for connection due to the internet. Like I value that so deeply. Like I think it's so great that we can literally connect with people all over the world, seemingly having access to Wi-Fi and a device that connects to Wi-Fi and a device that allows you to download apps. Like that is so amazing to me. As someone who's traveling, who's going to travel the world, because listen, the end of the year, you know what I'm saying? So someone who's on their way to traveling the world and seeing the world, like having something so accessible until I get to that point is so great. And that's what the internet is for to me. Um, but playing this internet game, this like internet lottery of how waiting for the algorithms maybe that's just not the game for me. Maybe that's just not my game. Like maybe that's just not how I'm meant to, and am I shocked? Like I shouldn't be shocked. In my real life, I'm extremely unconventional. So why would I come on the internet and try to be conventional? Maybe my impact isn't making a post every day or making a post every other day. Maybe my impact is like literally connecting with people through messages on the internet and saying, hi, hello, I think you're cool. I would like to get to know you. I would like to talk with you. Hey, what are you working on? This is exciting. Hey, this is what I'm working on. Would you like to be a part of it? That is what I would do in real life. And those are the interactions I love and appreciate. So why would I not do that on the internet? And I have been. And that is when I remembered I know exactly who the fuck I am. I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. I have to go at it my own way. I have to go at it my own pace. And it's funny, I always feel disempowered. I always feel hopeless whenever I'm trying to appease an algorithm or a strategy, or because I know my strategy. I know it works with me, works for me. I know how to connect with people. I love talking to people. I love getting to know people. And I will be damned if an algorithm gets in my way. Like, I will be motherfucking damned. Like, so whether it's an algorithm, whether it's a 9 to 5 that doesn't allow for flexibility in how you need to show up, because I'm gonna need to take a nap. So, I can't take a nap in my 9 to 5, which is why I don't have a 9 to 5. There's so many aspects of my life that are unconventional. My spirituality, my relationships, my love, my life, how I make money is so unconventional. So why would I be trying to play a conventional game on the internet? And I think I'm starting to connect the dots. Like we escaped the 9 to 5 life. Well, not everyone, because some people do love their jobs. Some people do love their 9 to 5s. Listen, we love something that is structured and set in place. Do we love that those structures and systems are exploitative and largely are just built on your labor and not much else? We don't love that. But I love that the ADHD girlies and the thems and theys and all, they get a structure. They can walk into some place and have something that supports them. That's why we love a 9 to 5. That's why we love an employee moment. You know what I'm saying? As an ADHD girly, we love the system, because being a freelancer or being an entrepreneur with ADHD and creating your own systems while doing the work and also taking care of yourself is a lot. Is a lot. So we love that people have that freedom. And just the peace of mind to not have to worry about where money's coming from. I love that for anybody watching now, in the future, on the replay, whatever. Anyway, I say all that to say, that like I think there's this illusion and distortion. I think because people have been able to change their life on the internet, that is not the internet we have anymore. We don't have, it's the internet where people were just coming to success as YouTubers and like TikTokers and streamers and all those things. Once that level of success is like, it becomes an aspiration or becomes something that marketers put money behind, or it becomes a new standard, that immediately changes the unconventionality to it. It becomes a standard. And that standard now says There's an algorithm you have to appease. There's a strategy you need to have, and there's nothing wrong with strategy. Strategy just means plan. Strategy means have goals, have steps, make a plan. So I'm not mad at the strategy of it all. But once people started making this their job, once major corporations and marketers saw that this was something that was lucrative for them, immediately that's when things become a standard. That's when things change. So the internet as we knew it before, when people can still change their lives working from home every day. Like, that's what I aspire to, just be in the house making money. I want to be off this phone just making money, a account blowing up. That is like one of my biggest goals in life. Like, creating something and it's just blowing up, and I could be making my money, and I could be in the community doing the things that I love, making art, making love, doing all the things. That is my greatest aspect. That's liberation. That's freedom for me. Doing when I want, how I want. Goals. But yeah, when people, now there are agencies, influencers are paying taxes, and like, when it becomes this whole thing, when it becomes just something just gobbled up in capitalism, that's when the unconventional thing becomes a conventional thing. And I think because I saw a stat that says that 55% of people don't see content creation as a real thing, as a real job. But I saw that by Jade Beeson. They do, that's not her stat, but she said that stat in relation to work that they're doing. So the internet that we saw before, when people are coming into fame, changed their lives, buying houses, buying the cars, that's not the internet that we know. And so for me, as an unconventional person, I'm on the internet seeing this as an unconventional place. This is no longer the unconventional place as we knew it to be. There are standards and practices that is not being explicitly said, and everything is a guessing game. So I think the reason why keeping up on the internet has been so interesting for me is because, like, there are rules. So it became the unconventional space that is now quite conventional. And now everybody's playing catch up as they would off the internet. So what happens? So of course, hopelessness is a result of what happens when you're trying to keep up in real life, and then now you're on the internet, which is supposed to be this escape, which is this place where people are changing their lives, or people are making millions of dollars, people are getting millions of followers, people are, doing all these celebrity-like things. It now becomes, and now that it's a place that people like corporations and advertisers can see as lucrative, it is no longer that place that we saw in the beginning. The internet is a completely different world, and more so not even the internet, more so I guess I would say social media. So I just had to remember who the fuck I was. I had to remind myself, if I'm not conventional in real life, why would I be conventional on the internet? Because whenever I try to be conventional on the internet and keep up and play the game and play the rules, I always end up comparing myself. I always end up self-deprecating. I always just feel frustrated. And then I had to recognize that is not mine. I had to rebuke that hopelessness. We are rebuking hopelessness. Like, we are rebuking that. And so I think I just had to remember who I was. And I had to remember what I do have going for myself. I had to remember there are 81 people who are subscribed to me. There are 81 people who are picking up what I'm putting down. Like, what? 81 people that I have not met who fuck with my work. And I'm just practicing. Like, I got on Substack just to heal myself, to heal my voice. I didn't know it at the time, but I got on Substack because everywhere else was so loud. Everywhere else was trying to tell me what to do, how to be, what to do. The Instagram gurus and guides were telling me do this, do that, 10 times a day, 30 times a day, 1,000,000 times a year. And I decided to say fuck all of that. And Substack is slowly turning to that place. Like, let's not even act like we don't see, like, between the notes and this little flower badge, babe, like, what? Let's not be disillusioned. Let's be fully aware of what's happening here. And now that we have that knowledge, act appropriately, act accordingly. Stop drafting in the Substack app. Draft in your notes. Don't even draft in Google Docs. Draft if you have a MacBook. Your MacBook comes with text edit. Write on that shit and save it to your desktop or save it to a thumb drive or save it to a hard drive like we used to. That way, you don't have to feel like you are creating into the void and all your stuff is on the void on a cloud in someone's server and someone's data bank, and you don't have any of your work for yourself. And not even content. Like, it's your work. It's your creation. You are an artist. You are a writer. So instead of having to like retroactively archive your work that you're posting, start it on your own device and then upload it. Schedule it. Stop leaving all your draft on the Substack app. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. But so like let's not lie to ourselves. Like, we know what's happening. So while we know what's happening with Substack as it's changing and transitioning, how can we still connect and create community online to create community offline? So it's like, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing, but I'm gonna get mine. How do you still get yours in a shifting landscape digitally, socially on Substack? How do you do that? So these are the thoughts that I'm just having in terms of like remembering who the fuck I am when it comes to being on social media, being on the app. Like, this is so cool. Like, I get to talk to people. Like, this is so cool. But sorry, I talk in circles. But what I was saying is like, in the face of hopelessness, in the midst of my hopelessness, I had to remember what I had going for me. There are 81 people who I just like introduced myself to because like I literally looked up and was like, oh shit, 81 people are here. And I was like, oh shit, what if me and 81 people were in a coffee shop right now? Like a cute local black owned, women-led queer coffee shop. A cute little local one. We might not even fit all in there. Some of us might be spilled out into the backyard, spilled out to the street. Can I throw a block party with 81 people? Like, I was just gassed that 81 people are subscribed. Are they active? Who knows? Are they sharing my work? Who knows? But 81 people are there. 81 people who see my stuff, maybe read it now, maybe not, maybe read it later, maybe talk about it, maybe share it, maybe not. Just happen to just see one thing they liked and subscribed. We all interact with apps differently. But at least in that moment, you saw something enough to subscribe. And I think that is so cool. That's so dope. So I had to remind myself, there are 81 people here. I had to remind myself that I have posted consistently, and what's consistent for me for the past, August, September, October? I think October would be, I posted consistently. I met my goals for how many long form posts that I wanted to make on Substack since August and September. Pat my motherfucking self on the back, cause what? Without any expectations or gratification, not looking for nothing, but just honing my creative practice. The only thing that was important to me and mattered to me was my creative practice. And I have to admit, sometimes I do want to look up and have, well, actually, I don't want to say that, because I'm going to say I want 20 people to be writing under a post of mine, but I'm going to get overwhelmed and I respond. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I want. Because I do love when people respond, but I also get really overwhelmed. So I'm still just trying to figure out what it means for me to create the impact that I desire and I understand that I can make, and understanding how to engage when people are engaging with the stuff I put out there. Because it's exhausting. Writing, typing comments is exhausting. I don't be talking on the phone to my friends, so I'm trying to figure out how to engage with people. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to engage. Like, I want to make an impact, but I'm also just like, I'm one person. I can't do it all. And and that's what the algorithm says. The algorithm says you gotta do all this, do all of that, but whatever. Yeah, so I'm proud of myself. I'm so unbelievably proud of myself. And I launched my podcast, Unbound Visionary, here on Substack. And so I just gotta big up myself, big up on herself, big up one herself, big up on herself. Boop, 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 boop. Big up on herself. That was 222. Yeah, I just had to big up myself. I ain't gonna lie, that hopelessness, what's the point of this? What's the purpose of all this? Definitely had me in a headlock since yesterday. But tomorrow is Friday, and I'll be back on this beach with my little Friday sweet treat, because every Friday I do a cute little sweet treat with those who are subscribed to me. Because we all need some sweetness. We all need some motherfucking sweetness in this life. And there's so much that we can really focus on what's not being done and what we're not doing, which is valid and it's absolutely a part of a conversation, because that is how you create solution. Like when you see what's not working or what's not being done, there's a gap that's not being filled. Solution and innovation is born from that. And also, what is working? What are people doing? What are people feeling called to do? Because everybody has a role. Everybody has a role. Everybody feels called to do different things. The artists are making art, you know, the activists are activism, like teachers are teaching. You know, everybody has their own definition of activism. And for me in this moment, I know if I could do anything, I know I have a gift for making people smile, elevating people, amplifying people, championing people, cheerleading people. Like, I know if anything, I can do those things. And if that is something I could provide in this moment and list in combination to several other things that I'm doing, then why not? And for me, I feel called to show up here tomorrow with a cute little sweet treat, little Friday sweet treat for the subscribers. And that is what I will do. So, hopelessness be gone. Hopelessness can kiss my black ass. Hopelessness can suck my. If you're from New York, you know where I was about to go. Like, hopelessness could do hopelessness. The spirit of hopelessness could do all of that. Because I just remember who the fuck I was. And I just remembered everything that was going for me, and I just remembered all that I am doing and have done, and all that is growing. Because just 2 months ago, I decided to be intentional about the time that I spend here. Because again, and I'm going to say this again, my intention is not to be here forever. My intention is to be here so I can be out there. I'm only here because we're all here. Like, this is a virtual third space. If we're all here, let's make the fucking best of it. Like, I'm not here to be waxing poetic into the void forever. I just want to connect with the people them. I want to, put myself in position to be seen by other people, to be able to receive opportunities that will allow me to nourish my art or nourish myself. And, I don't have money in the bank right now to be flying everywhere, to be meeting people in the ways that I want to. So I'm here. I am here so I can get out there. I'm really not a virtual girly. Like, I love meeting people in person. I don't know. Like, I love meeting people in person. I also am an Aquarius moon in sidereal. So I could be a little, I could be I love humanity so deeply, and I'm like the biggest, like, the word warrior is coming to mind. I feel like I'm a humanity warrior, like, or like a warrior of some kind, like kind and compassionate when I need to be, and stoic and grounded, and like cold when I also need to be. So I feel like that's my Aquarius moon and sidereal energy. It's just like I love so hard and so fiercely that I can't do that all the time. So I'm gonna have to be somewhere in a corner, recharging, so that I can come love fiercely and be compassionate. Like, that's me. That's me. That's me. That's who I am. We are rebuking the spirit of hopelessness today. I'm rebuking the spirit of hopelessness for myself. I'm rebuking the spirit of hopelessness for you. And I hope you pray and remember who the fuck you are, because I had to remember who I was. I had to remember who I was. If you are on the internet trying to change your life, if you're on the internet trying to connect with people, if you're on the internet trying to be seen so the opportunities that you wish and desire can find you and not even find you, just attract, align with you, because we see every day, we see examples of people being found. So of course we're showing up on the internet. Of course we are. Why wouldn't we be? So I pray that when you on this thing, you are making the most of it. I pray that when you are here, you're rebuking the spirit of hopelessness, because what? You know exactly who the fuck you are. We in here, on this virtual third space, so we can be out there. Say with me. We on here, so we can be out there. Say with me. We on here, so we can be out there. So go ahead, do the passive doom scroll if you want to, or you can make something of it. Again, waiting for this algorithm to push out your content. Just slide into somebody's inbox. Slide into someone's inbox. Say, hey, I really fuck with what you're doing. Let's chat. If you're not an algorithm girly, if you're not trying to do the content every day, just do that. Be the person you are in real life unconventionally. Be that unconventional ass person on the internet. That's what I've decided is going to work for me. I'm telling you, that's the spirit of hopelessness had me. It happened. And I had to remember who I was. The internet as we know it is not the internet anymore. It's not. It's a different internet. People are escaping to the internet, and it's changed. The landscape has changed. We are connected and somehow still disconnected from each other. So let's bridge that gap and just slide into someone's inbox with no expectations and start a conversation. Hello, you're cool. I like what you're doing. Hi. Would you like to talk? Let's just chat. You know what I'm saying? If you have something to nourish people, hey, I got $5 for a little coffee. What's your Venmo? Can we chat? I mean, you don't always have to do that. Like, that's not always necessary or needed. But if you feel called to, do that shit. But yeah, so I've decided I'm gonna stop. And I feel like this is a message that has come through my entire life, which is be who you are. Like, no matter what the room, the environment, the setting is, be who you are. I'm an unconventional ass person in real life. So why would I try to be anything different on the internet? If I in real life will go up and talk to someone, start a conversation, why would I not do that on the internet? And I fell for it. I fell for this for a long time that I gotta do the content and da-da-da-da. There's nothing wrong with having a strategy and showing up and being consistent if that's part of your practice, if that's part of your creative practice. If you decided to be so devoted to your art that you decided, hey, twice a month, I'm going to write a long form blog. If you decided that that was going to be part of your artistry, go off. But if you know what I'm saying? But if that was and this is my testimony, clearly. You know, I did rebuke the trying to show up as a content creator thing. And I was just like, part of my practice is to show up at least just two long form blogs a month is my bare minimum. And that bare minimum has allowed me to show up consistently for myself because I did that for no one else but myself with no expectation. And I was wanting to practice that muscle of speaking my mind and talking my piece. And, getting a little hoarse. I'm doing too much, but let me stop. But yeah, we're rebuking the spirit of hopelessness. Long story short, if you are who you are in real life, how are you establishing relationships and making connections in real life? How can you bring that here, where we all are doom scrolling, uncertain about the future, waxing poetic, or, getting really cool opportunities? People are finding us and see us. Because I'm not assuming everyone's having a rough experience on the internet or on social media. Everyone may not be having a bad experience. Everyone may not be here doom scrolling. Some people really treating this shit like a job, clocking in and clocking out. Some people really just like, ooh, I'm dropping and I'll be out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're no longer looking for bosses or employers to validate us, and we're no longer looking for social media to validate us either. Because that same validation, like that same system of validation is something we're experiencing in real life and other spaces that we're in. That's what I'm saying. The internet as we saw it 10 years ago is not the internet that we know it today. So, we got to move appropriately. Well, visionary, love bugs, beauty, mystic, femme, babes. That's it for me today. That's it for me today. I hope to see y'all tomorrow. Again, I'll be doing my Friday speech treat as a cute little beautiful Venusian energy ritual. Because we all need some sweetness. So I will be live, I think around like 12. Just a cute little sweet treat for the subscribers. And it feels good to remember who the fuck I was. My mind feels clear, my spirit feels lighter. 'Cause I was in here feeling like bleh. I was feeling like a whole bunch of ass. I really was. That alright. Cheers to you. Cheers to me. Cheers to us. And always, always. I'll see y'all later. Bye.